Yo, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be walking through the design for my song Too Loud, the cover art. And I'm going to talk you through like the references and how I got it to the final stage. So first up, the references were these actually like old punk posters, and the way I find a lot of my inspiration and references is just on Flickr. People like scan like a lot of random stuff, and so I found a bunch of these really cool punk posters from like the 70s and 80s, and as you can see, like they have like a lot in common. They have like all these different fonts mashed together. They're usually like black and white scans, so that was my main inspiration. Bringing that into the art, I wanted to like have a bunch of different fonts, pretty much like everything set in a different font. So this first one is actually just Helvetica bold, but what I did is I stretched it out. And for some reason, that's just like a thing that I've been seeing a lot on just like street signs and random stuff like that. It's literally just Helvetica stretched, so I kind of really like that look, and it matches like the kind of in your face vibe of the name Too Loud, so that's what I did for that. This next font is actually, it is a font, it's not like me messing with the text. It's called Shatter, and I think it is like kind of modified version of Helvetica bold as well, but obviously it's crazy and looks like really cool, so I did that for my name. And then this other one is called Gill Sans, so this is definitely one that's used a lot on like posters, and I was noticing it a lot on the references that I was looking at, and it's like nice, big and bold. It's been used in like a lot of cover art and posters and stuff like that, so that's why I went with that. This is a really fun handwritten one called Balloon, and then this one that's based on like the Misfits logo, which is a band. I found it just on Dafont actually, and I think just like all together, especially with like these little tiny design elements and everything, it kind of came together and looked really cool. I just love like mismatched fonts and just throwing fonts in one project because I think it just looks cool. And then I kind of kept that going with the collages. I found these on Flickr as well. They are all just random scans, like vintage scans, and the way I confined them to that little rectangle was to create a clipping mask. So you have your rectangle layer here, and then these all clip. So what a clipping mask does is just only show the above layer bound to whatever the shape is of the layer below. So that's why they all kind of fit together in that rectangle like that. And then so the last thing I did just to make sure that everything was the same color was I put a gradient map that's just like black and white. These were all black and white photos I think in the beginning anyway, so it didn't really matter too much. But yeah, so the next step was saving this out and then printing it out, as I do with a lot of my work. And once you put it in the scanner, it kind of adds that texture, makes it look cool, and makes it look a lot more like the references, like posters and everything. So this was straight out of the scanner. I scanned it onto like yellow pastel paper, but I ended up not loving the yellow, and I wanted it to be like more black and white, kind of like these. So what I did was just kind of throw a bunch of adjustment layers on top. First I just did brightness and contrast, and I think I just jacked up the contrast and turned down the brightness maybe a little bit. And then I did it again just to get it even more extreme, and then my last step was to desaturate it a little bit so you can see all the settings. Really not too much going on. I like to do that, especially with scans. It's like when you scan something, it definitely fades it a lot. Like you're not gonna get like really crisp colors that you want, especially for like a digital cover art. So I'll usually end up adding some adjustment layers like that. And yeah, so scanning really just kind of adds that texture, gives it a cool vibe, makes it seem like it, you know, was just like a poster or a scan. So that's pretty much, yeah, that was the final product, and it was really close to a lot of the references that I was going for, so it kind of worked out well. And yeah, I think it kind of matches the DIY energy of the song, punk energy of the song. So yeah, that's like all the different things that I'm thinking about when I'm creating cover art, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Definitely want to be doing more of these YouTube videos. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this, or if you have any ideas for future videos, because I'd love to just do a few like quick ones with some skills, maybe something you noticed in this video that you'd want me to explore a little bit more. And then of course go stream the song. It's out, it's with Simone, and it's definitely like really punk fun vibes, so yeah, go check it out. All right, see you guys.
Say you love me later.